All right, so we got another video. We're going to talk about how sugar and fiber affects the body and the importance of it. Try to make this short as possible as I can, but we tend to think that sugar is the enemy, which it's not. So what makes it bad is the way you receive the sugar. So we're going to talk about good and bad sugar and how fiber helps with all that. All right. All right. So what happens when we eat sugar? Could come from mostly comes from carbs. The breakdown of carbs, it turns to sugar. But whenever we eat sugar, uh, it sends a signal to your body to produce insulin. Once that insulin moves the sugar into the blood, now it tells your body to either store energy or burn energy. Remember that we want to burn, the body wants to burn the most available energy, and that is glucose, which is sugar. So it burns that first before it burns the fat. So if you're constantly eating carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates, or foods that are high in sugar, then you're always going to be breaking down the sugar and using the sugar as energy first before you get to the fat. So with a lot of sugar in our body, a lot of glucose, our insulin level rises, it spikes our insulin, and now it puts us in storage mode. So constant insulin spikes, where we're always constantly eating, constantly snacking, you're going to always be in storage mode. It's also going to make you eat more. You're not going to never feel full. But your body's going to stay in that mode to always want to store the fat, and it's going to always burn the sugar first, burn the carbs. And most of us is not going out to work out or to walk, run, or do anything to burn off that excess amount of sugar. So it just stays in our body, and we use it and use it, and then we just store the fat and store the fat. So we got to remember, all sugar is not bad. So the good sugar are the sugar that's natural sugar, sugars that come from your fruits and vegetables. Those are going to be the best sugar that you can have in intake. So if you're breaking your fast with fruits, even veggies, you're getting a good amount of good sugar. Now, what makes this more important is that when you're eating fruits and vegetables, it has fiber in it. So fiber helps with slowing down the insulin spikes. Fiber helps with slowing down how much sugar is pushed into the blood. So when we eat carbohydrates, refined carbohydrates, and foods with high sugar content, it doesn't have fiber, so it doesn't slow it down from getting to the bloodstream. So the body doesn't know if it's sugar coming from a fruit or if it's sugar coming from a carb. What it realizes or recognizes is that it has fiber along with that sugar. So the bad sugars are going to be your sugars with added and refined sugars. So these come from your sodas, pastries, candies, bread, just different things, cereals. All these have all these are refined carbs which carry a lot of sugar in it without the fiber. So we got to remember the fiber is the most important part that separates the good sugar from the bad sugar. So once you eat these, you spike your insulin really fast. The sugar goes into the bloodstream faster than it would with fiber. Remember, fiber slows that down before it gets into the bloodstream. So when you're eating these highly refined and processed carbohydrates, your insulin level is going to spike really high, and that's going to cause you to either crash later. That's going to cause you to go into storage mode and cause you to be more inflammatory than you would with eating the better sugar, which comes with the fiber. All right, so whenever you're shopping at the grocery store or anywhere you're buying your food or whatever, you want to look at the food label. Now, the most important thing you want to look at is sugar and then the added sugar. So it'll have the line that says sugar, and then right up under it said added sugar. Now, sugar is the top line. Sugar is just a basic natural sugar that's in that food. Below it would be the added sugar, and the added sugar is what's been processed into it, what's been put in it artificially. So you want to look for stuff on the food label like high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, sucrose, different ones, agave syrup. Like these different type of added sugars are not going to be good for you. They will spike your insulin levels really high, and once again, it's going to promote fat storage. Now, when you're looking at the label, you want to make sure you stay under 5 grams of added sugar. You really want to be as low as you can, but you don't want to go higher than 5 grams. Now, the total daily recommendation for sugar is around 20 to 23 grams, which I think is too high. To compare it, if you look at a canned soda, Coca-Cola, a can of Coca-Cola is like 23 grams of sugar. So most of us in this Western diet, we are doubling our amount of sugar daily. All right. So make sure you look for these. Try to stay up under 5 grams of added sugar, and most importantly, look for the fiber. So the importance of fiber in our body and in our diets. So fiber helps slow down sugar absorption. It also helps to slow insulin spikes. Fiber is good because it helps you stay full and it feeds our gut, good gut bacteria. So we need fiber in our diets. Most of us do not get enough fiber. We recommend for men around 38 grams, and for women it's 25 grams. But really, we're only getting around maybe 15 grams a day from fiber. Fiber is not in any type of your proteins and type of your meats. It's in plant protein because fiber comes from plants and also fruits. So if you don't have these in your diet, then you are missing out on fiber. Most of us eat um, high protein diets, a lot of meat, a lot of processed carbs, and those don't have any fiber in it. So we're missing out on our daily fiber recommendation. So we want to be above 23 grams for a woman, above 30 grams for a man. Now, when you're looking at your food label, when you're looking for fiber, remember we want to look at the sugars, the added sugars, and then we'll look at fiber. So with your fiber, you want to make sure that you're at least 5 grams. That's a great choice if it's 5 grams or above. If it's around 3 to 4, that's an okay choice. But anything below that, stay away from it. That's a bad choice of food to put in your body, choice of energy to put in your body. So make sure you stay at 5 grams or above, 3 to 4 for something that's decent. But anything below that, don't put it in your body. So why does fiber matter so much, and why is it so good for fasting? Once you break your fast with fruits or vegetables, I prefer fruits, then you make sure you're putting a lot of fiber in your body along with that sugar. So this allows you to be in control of your insulin. It doesn't spike you. What's going to happen if you spike that insulin too quick? You're going to crash later. You're going to have cravings later, and you're not going to really feel good. So the best thing to do is break your fast with fruit or veggies, so we make sure that we're putting that good sugar and fiber in our bodies. Now, for this month, we are looking to do a 3 day, maybe 5 day. And if you're a G, we're going to do 7 days, but we're going to do an all fruit fast. Okay. Um, I'll be putting stuff in the group about how to do a fruit fast, but for the whole day, you're just going to eat fruits. You're still going to stick within the window, probably 16, 8, or maybe 10 to 12 hour fast. But you will be just consuming nothing but fruits for the whole day. No fruit juices, just whole fruits with fiber. All right. And we're just going to do that for either 3 days, 5 days, or if you can really do it, we're going to do 7 days. So I'll be putting more information about that in the group. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. Shoot me a text or email or drop a comment and we'll get to it. All right. See y'all next time.